It is toss time now from Oman Cricket Academy ground, Muscat, for the match number 8 of GCC Women's T20I tournament being played at beautiful venue of Muscat. We have the match today between Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Along with me, Aisha, captain of Qatar, and along with that, Michelle, captain of Saudi Arabia. Qatar being the home team will flip the coin. Tail is the call. Michelle, you have won the toss. What you're going to do first?
We'll bat first. We're looking forward to put up a good total on the board and defend it later.
Before also, how many changes in your team today?
There are 2 changes. We've got 1 batting all-rounder and a 1 batter in.
Thank you and good luck for the match. Aisha, you have lost the match. What total you think you will be containing Saudi at this stage of the game?
I think 60 should be enough for them to score and for us to chase back that score.
Any changes in the team?
Yeah, we have 2 changes. Lihara and Ruhi will be subbing today.
Good luck for the match. So news from the center. Saudi Arabia has won the toss and they have elected to bat first.
And that's the news from the center. Of course, our senior statesman Jamil Zaidi has probably got the best news, and that is that Saudi Arabia will be looking to bat first and gather a little bit of confidence with the bat in hand, because to be honest, that has been their prowess and that has been the area where they have looked much more comfortable. They're up against a resurgent and under pressure Qatari side, and Qatar have been a team to watch out for ever since they turned up for the pre-tournament triangular series, eventually losing out to the winners of that triangular tournament, Oman, and they have always looked to give a good, decent fight to any opponent that they have come up against. A very well-rounded side, have a lot of utility players as well as a few destructive elements featuring in that Qatari side. They just not have been able to find their mojo in the course of this big tournament, just when it was about to matter. However, it's a new day, it's a new opportunity. You've got 2 games that have not gone your way. Now is the right time for Qatar to probably have a bounce back. Joining me in the comm box is going to be Pranav Mehta, and he'll have a thing or two to say about Qatar and Saudi as well.
A very good afternoon to everyone around the world. It's going to be a bright afternoon. And immediately, Amna Kashif, on the spot, on the money for Qatar. It's been a mixed bag for Qatar in the tri-series, in this tournament. And that's where they would want to win this match by a massive margin, get back on track. Guided to third, and they will rotate for a single. Now, Captain Aisha was very critical on Saudi Arabia, and she was happy to suggest that they wanted a big dominating win against Saudi Arabia. And for that to happen, they need to pick early wickets. Not just pick early wickets, but also dominate the proceedings. And almost not allow Saudi Arabia to just get into the competition, into the contest. Big in swinger, slides down leg. There is protection in the deep. We'll wait to see the umpire's signal. It's adjudged as a no ball. Probably foot fault. And that's where it's going to be a free hit for Michelle. one of the better batters of the Saudi Arabian lineup, will have a free hand. Lets this one go. It's Hajjaj as a wide.
What this does is this gives KSA also a chance to bounce back into the tournament and put up a show, because most of the games that they have played before this, they have been against some top quality sides. When you speak about their first game, they were up against a very, very destructive Rasangi Kaherat from Bahrain. And then after that, they were up against another big team, that was the Sultanate of Oman. And now when they are up against Qatar, they know that Qatar have also lost their first two games and are going to be finding it very tough to, find their mojo, find a little bit of footing in the tournament. So they are going to be wary with the kind of performances they want to be putting up. This gives Saudi a chance. Just plays it behind square. So what's going to happen is they're going to come back for that second run. Some good runs on board in the very first over. Amerat Kashif wavered to start things off.
Don't know if you notice it, but just early part in this game, and you would already see Abir Mariam dragging her bat, which she was not doing in those first two games. So some kudos for the coaching staff.
Well, absolutely. That first game that they played against Bahrain, it just seemed that nothing could go wrong for Abir Mariam and Mashal Waqas. Here, in the second game against Oman, Abir Mariam was run out, probably went back to the drawing board. And now that KSA are already established as a very, very technically sound team, so that's something that has been so impressive about them, that they do everything right in terms of technique. They probably just fine-tuned that bit as well. Overall, a good decision to bat first will give them ample time and ample opportunity to prove themselves at the big stage.
And what I want to point out is that Saudi Arabia, yes, early days for them. We first saw them in 2022 here at Oman in the GCC Women's Championship. And now in 2025, when we get visuals of Saudi Arabia, it's a much improvised visuals. If you give them another 3 or 4 years, they're going to be a side to watch out for.
Well, it's a decent first over as far as KSA are concerned. They'll be very, very happy with the way things have gone. There's still one ball to go. They've managed to hit that mark where you can proudly say, yes, we've tried to achieve about 10 runs in this over. They'll need much more of these. Amerat Kashif under the pump. Plays it back to the bowler. 10 runs from the first over. This one goes the KSA's way. This one's going to be interesting. Maria Jacob with the new ball in hand. She normally loves bowling with the new ball. Express pace, very accurate, slingy action. Watch out for those full deliveries. Helps away. Just a faint tickle will allow Abir Mariam to get to the other end.
Now, I don't know much about the Saudi Arabian coaching staff or the support staff. But the team manager, Madiha Kausar, will be mighty happy with the coaching staff, considering that the first two games, Saudi Arabia was just looking to survive. Today, they're looking to play shots. And in the process, they're accumulating runs. And that's where it's so important that you learn on the go, on the job training.
Early days in the contest, but Saudi Arabia have done well. They're looking to rotate strike. They don't want to be getting too many dot balls, and they haven't had any dot balls yet so far. Not as much as Qatar would have liked. Plays it out to the front, plays it out to the batter. Abir Mariam and Mashail Waqas, they've been at the helm of things here for Saudi Arabia in the first couple of games. Mashail is absolutely brilliant with the bat. She's come up, she's turned up for the team in both the games. Today is going to be another day for her where she can certainly put her hand up and look to contribute positively, and so is Abir Mariam. Soft appeal, I believe that was still an inside edge.
Abir Mariam. Sliding on the leg side, probably could have got some part of the pad on the way to the wicket keeper. And hence it's just a dot ball. Certainly too quick for the likings of Abir Mariam is Maria Teresa.
Now this will be a test for Maria Jacob as well. She normally looks to operate in the full areas in order to probably get the better of technically sound batters. You would want to experiment a bit with length here. Rotate strike, end of the over. Maria Jacob has delivered an economical one. 2 gone, 12 for no loss Saudi. 13 for no loss Saudi. Captain Aisha looks to share the new ball as well. In the first over by Amna Kashif, not going the Qataris' way. So the captain deciding probably that it's time to take matters in her own hands.
Now, I mean, you have noticed that Saudi Arabia hasn't been able to get a lot of runs in this tournament. What do you think, batting first, would be a total with which Saudi Arabia will be happy?
Well, they need to break the 100-run barrier, and for that they'll have to play some attacking cricket. They need to take their chances. They need to back themselves regarding their abilities, with their abilities to score boundaries, score in multiples. They're already doing well running between the wickets, not consuming too many dot balls. Can they find a way to breach the infield, work the gaps and convert those singles into doubles and even get that elusive boundary? This one's cut straight to the fielder at point. And this is a mishap by the Qataris. Even though it might have just felt that Saudi was about to lose their first wicket, sold her down the river, and Mashal Waqas was halfway down the pitch when Abir Mariam decided that no, that's not going to be a run. There was nowhere a run, especially with that ball being cut with quick pace straight into the hands of the fielder.
Now the first sight of Saudi Arabia will be to get past 36, what they got against Oman. The second line has to be that 89 mark which they got against Bahrain. So they need to better both those outings. If they can get to 100, I think they have done considerably well. And by they, I mean not just the players but the coaching staff. To do a one-day turnaround, kudos, hats off to them.
Well, I'm pretty much confident that Saudi Arabia have a very good opening partnership. Both Abir Mariam and Mashal Waqas have impressed one and all with the way they go about their business. It's just that the rest of the players also need to put up their hand and shoulder a little bit of responsibility. Otherwise, it just gets too overwhelming for the players who toil so hard. And much to their dismay, the rest of the team does not respond. So it's always a very, very interesting thought. Works it away towards the onside. Abir Mariam running that first one hard. Only going to get one to end the over. As many as 4 from this over from Captain Aisha. Saudi Arabia are on 17 for no loss. Maria Jacob continuing from the Oman tail end. Oh, good delivery. Realizing that she needs to mix things up with the length.
Now, something that is going to be very interesting to watch out for is that Oman found their liking towards spin against Saudi Arabia. On the other hand, when pace was on offer, it was a lot easier for Saudi Arabia in their very first encounter. That was against Bahrain. So what's going to be the strategy moving forward for Qatar?
Well, they'll have to stick to pace. I feel that's Qatar's strong point, and especially with the likes of Maria Jacob. And then, of course, after a bit of time, you'll find Captain Aisha also looking to swing the ball both ways. That late bit of swing can prove quite tricky to handle if you're an inexperienced person out there in the middle. What I do believe is that the spin department for Qatar is slightly underrated, or let's say slightly underpowered, because they don't have those genuine turners of the ball. When you speak about Oman, you've got the likes of Amanda De Costa, who give the ball a little bit of a tweak. You've got Priyanka Mendonca as well. She does have that ability to get a little bit of turn and bounce. Jayadhani Agunasekar opening. Oh, this is close. Says no, the umpire, and immediately Maria Jacob looking to her captain.
I think there's a little bit of an inside edge, and that is something that Aisha will be taking into consideration very quickly. DRS timer, 3, 2, 1. Done and dusted. I think there was a certain inside edge.
What all does a fast bowler have to do? You also need to learn the knack of convincing your captain to take up a DRS. The keeper wasn't interested. Wanted to stay far away from the discussion. No inputs whatsoever.
Maria Teresa. In the air, fielder. Two fielders, but none able to get underneath it. One of them was Aisha. I think the other one was Elsa. It doesn't matter. Or it was Shruti Ben Rana, rather.
Not looking to bend her back this afternoon, Maria Jacob. Otherwise, pretty quick at the moment, looking to concentrate on getting her line and length right.
What I really want to see is a fast bowler who can bowl a bouncer. That'll be something really interesting to see. And with that, it's almost an open challenge to a lot of young, budding women's cricketer to work their skills towards bowling a bouncer. 4 overs done, 19 without losing a wicket is Saudi Arabia. Aisha, this time leading from the front, taking the responsibility. 4 runs and a first over. I like this from Aisha. She needs to bowl her quotas and needs to bowl her quotas early. Although on this occasion, slides down the leg and this will be free runs for Saudi Arabia.
Just can't be taking Aisha out of the equation because, she's such a thinking captain. She's been strategizing so much. That, of course, there could be those freebie sort of a runs behind the stumps once the keeper misses and you've got that fielder at third man so much straight behind the keeper. Just like a plan B to any sort of plans.
And I really like this from Abir Mariam and Mashal Waqas. They've not got bogged down by that big margin defeat from Oman and they've come out flying, very positive. And in that day's gap, they have adapted and accepted to everything that has come from the coaching staff. In the air, holds on to that one. It's going to be the first wicket falling for Saudi Arabia. Just when we were appreciating the quality of Saudi Arabia, the best batter of the Saudi Arabian women's team, Mashal Waqas, hits it straight to covers.
Oh yes, this one was slightly back of length. Have a look at that. Nearly a short ball, but due to that lack of pace, keeping low, and Mashal Waqas did not have a technically right shot to play onto that one. So what she does is just play a soft one, looking to clear that cover fielder, eventually just holding out to Maria Jacob. They don't miss many, the Qataris. And the first wicket down, 22 for 1 Saudi.
Won't be wrong in saying that that was the worst delivery that Aisha would have ever bowled. A half tracker is an understatement. The ball was about to bounce twice, and that is where it was out of scope material for the captain, Michelle Wakas. She just didn't. She prepared for the good questions. This was a bad question she didn't have an answer to. The first one down for Saudi Arabia at 22. They were just stitching a very good partnership. Both these openers, Michelle Wakas and Abir Mariam. And that's where Nimra Ghazanfar walks to the middle. Can she continue the momentum? That's going to be the question. The momentum was great. And that has been the situation every time that these two have been batting.
Fresh off a wicket, and now it's going to be Nimra Ghazanfar who joins Abir out there in the centre. Oh, good ball. All you need is a wicket to just gather back all that confidence, to have that smiles on your faces, and then for everyone to just, shake things up a bit.
Funny game of cricket. Right, full on the pads. The finger is going to be going up. Nothing much that Nimra Ghazanfar could have done to that. It was swinging late from the captain's arm. Aisha very much confident. Hit on the full, and that was not going to be missing out on anything.
That's where she's so effective. And immediately Nimra Ghazanfar decides that she wants to probably have a second look at that. Requests for the DRS to the umpires, and they shall oblige. But from the looks of it, it does look dead straight. Just have a look at it. First up, you got to check if it's a fair delivery. Nothing wrong there. Look at that amount of late bit of swing that Aisha Mohammed gets for herself. Have a look at that. Absolute good. And a very good DRS, I would say. This is going to be extremely interesting to see the trajectory of that ball because of that huge amount of swing that she's been able to produce. You just might want to have Aisha deliver the ball outside the wide line so that it can come back in and crash onto the stumps. This is going to be very close.
Incredible stuff from Nimra Ghazanfar to go upstairs. On first look, it certainly looked out, but now in the slow-mo, courtesy of Nick Sense, I think this one's going to be swinging way too much. Is it or is it not? It's going to be a goner by the merest of margins. Aisha gets a wicket of Nimra Ghazanfar.
Oh, I absolutely love the graphics here. Immediately you get to see that live transition into making the decision. This was absolute critical for Qatar to get that second wicket for Saudi Arabia. Nimra Ghazanfar walks 22 for 2, Saudi Arabia.
Aisha, she's already got 2 wickets. The first one was a half tracker, caught at covers. The second one was leg before. And now it is Najwa Akram who's come to the middle, and she's going to be looking to counter Aisha out of the attack.
Works it away towards the onside. No run there. They'll see off this over very, very safely at the moment. So Saudi Arabia, after over number 5, are on 22 for 2.
A very good start for Qatar. This time beautifully bowled outside the off stump. Top edge going to the third man boundary. Aisha bowled a good over in the last over, got 2 wickets. And Saudi Arabia lost 2 wickets, 22 for 2. Joining me, Freddie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jamil Bhai. This time Aisha bringing herself on early into the attack and picking up 2 wickets.
A slip in place. It's a good ploy by the Qatari skipper. Top edge. Doesn't have a run. 2 wickets in the same over. Put the pressure back on Saudis. At the time of toss, Aisha mentioned that they are trying to restrict Saudi Arabia 60 or 70 runs.
So Maria Jacob, this time Nimra Ghazenfar works it down on the offside and runs through for a single.
Both the teams are winless in this competition so far. And both of them would like to at least register a win here.
Yeah, definitely both the teams should be keen on getting some points on their table.
Big shout. But once again into the wicket, slightly late. Nimra has come to play on that.
So no damage done there, and Maria will continue.
She's a pretty good bowler. Coming down the wicket, it's a wide. She has got a couple of wickets in the last match against UAE. I believe 3 wickets she has taken. A very, very good bowler. But today, so far, luck has not come to her way.
She has bowled well, except the odd wide which is given away. And I think she needs to keep bowling wicket to wicket.
On the up, try to play out, and they go for the single. And there are chances of, once again, mix up between the batters. So these have to talk to each other, both the batters.
Abir was very interested in going for that single, but Nimra straight away refused and had to send back Abir.
Once again, try to play it nicely, but doesn't quite hold of it. End of over number 6, 25 for 2, Saudi Arabia. Beautiful scene there, beautiful weather. Sun is behind the clouds from Oman Cricket Academy ground, Muscat. Lovely look. It's Aisha now once again. The captain in the air. Just stopped in front of the fielder. If the fielder could have taken a bit start, could have been a caught, but he was late on it.
Yeah, now these two batters trying to get a move on. That was played in the air. The fielder couldn't make it in time to get hold of the ball, and they run through for a single. The finger goes up, shot for leg before, and umpire has raised his finger. So that's the end of Mariam.
Well, I think once again they're discussing about that and they go for the DRS. Why not to take the facility provided by Oman Cricket at this GCC Women's T20I tournament? Umpire keep the third man busy.
Yeah, the third umpire is involved in this. The batters, let's see, the DRS is coming up.
It's a fair delivery. Coming into the batter from a more better look.
Very good visuals by Nixon's. And it's a good thing that we have this facility for this tournament.
Absolutely.
It goes to help the umpires a lot.
And the more technology inducted into these activities here in the cricket.
Here we can see the batters and the umpires looking at the big screen, awaiting the decision. Meanwhile, the third umpire is having a good look at it before he could give his verdict.
It gives good experience to the third umpires here in Muscat by using the DRS. Look at that one. Impact in line, pitching outside, and it seems to be not out, says the umpire. Rather, it's this goner once again. It's hit on the right in front, and the wicket number 3.
And with that, Saudi Arabia lose their review.
So 26 for 3, Saudi Arabia in trouble at the moment.
So that's the end of Mariam's brief inning, 6 of 23 deliveries. And Aisha picks up a third wicket. And a good thing from her side to come earlier into the attack. And she has reaped the rewards for that, picking up 3 wickets for 8 runs.
She is among the wickets the last couple of matches. And today, right time, she brought herself in after first change and got the reward by getting 3 wickets. This is her third over. Played it out, not with perfection. Still have to wait. Brilliantly bowled for her. As she mentioned, both of them are looking for a win for the new batter, Abbas, this time once again into the block hole.
New batter is Fatima Abbas. In comes Aisha.
Once again, allowed the pillars through to the keeper as well. We'll have to wait and see. But anyhow, (27) now. 1 run has been taken by Fatima Abbas. Once again came in front, tried to flick it off. And once again a very, very good over from the captain of Qatar, Aisha. 7 overs done. It is 27 for 3, Saudi Arabia. Another change, it is Chandiru who has been brought from the Oman tail end. A very good batter, but not getting runs in last couple of matches, and a very good bowler as well.
So Chandiru being introduced into the attack. Let's see what she has up her sleeve. Straight delivery, plays straight back to the bowler.
We have another crunch game today. It's time once again within the stumps, try to smash it. Once again, nicely bowled. And they are trying to pierce the gap, but not with power in the shots, just coming to the fielder itself.
Chandiru not giving anything away, and Fatima was not able to put away the deliveries.
So the openers played well, but after that, couple of wickets through Asha's brilliant bowling. Once again, straight into the wickets. Fatma Abbas trying to get runs, but she cannot place it properly between the fielders to go for the single. And that's what they were looking for. End of over number 8, 27 for 3, Saudi Arabia.
So that was a good tight over by Chandiru, a maiden, and Aisha back into a last over.
Right thing to do, already got 3 wickets, has given away 9 runs. She's getting wickets almost in every match. But today, I'm sure both the teams will try to win this match at least. Oh, once again, try to place and misses the stumps as well.
So both the batters, Najwa and Fatima, unable to work it in the gaps and thus conceding a lot of dot balls. This time up in the air and run through for a single.
Finally hit by the bat for the single after almost 2 overs. And she got off with the single. Smile on the faces of the captain, considering the match is under control. This time, once again, tried to play it off, and they try to get a run, but well home, lucky.
Absolute misunderstanding between both the batters. S is a no, and finally she scampers back. Lucky there.
Some runs to be required from these two batters. The run rate has been dropped a lot. Down the leg side, played it out nicely, but the fielder is waiting. A very, very good tidy spell from Aisha.
So another tight over by Aisha, and she has completed a spell, picking up 3 wickets for 10 runs. So end of 9 overs, Saudi Arabia are 28 for 3.
Some lovely pictures. Great work done by the cameraman. Beautiful Oman Academy building. Lush green outfields. Great background. Chandiru once again. Down the leg side, to wide. They're not trying to go for the runs, both Fatima Abbas and Nimra.
The Qatari bowlers have been quite tidy in their bowling, except for the odd wide here and there. But otherwise, overall, they've been bowling a very good line.
They're not trying to get the runs, just trying to play off, that's all. They can play with some power behind it, between the fielders, go for singles. But of course, they are really, this time once again onto the mid wicket. No chance for them to get a run.
They are just not being able to pierce the field, and there's not enough power in their strokes. Once again, unable to pierce the field and have to go back without completing the run.
We talk about Saudi team, and we saw that a couple of years back when they came. There's a huge difference in that team and the team which is playing today. They have recovered a lot, improved a lot in all 3 departments. But need to go. This time onto the back foot, try to play out onto the onside. And once again, no, I think Chandiru convinced that it's going down the leg side. Finally a wide. That at least moved the scoreboard. So reload that delivery, Chandiru. Played it off back to the bowler. So a very quiet session from Saudi batters. And that's raises the finger for an LBW. Once again, Chindiru bowled into the batter. And she liked to play it across. And she has been given out LBW.
Nisma Akram decides not to go in for the DRS. That's straight onto, it would have crashed onto the stumps. And the umpire had no hesitation in lifting a finger. And Saudi Arabia lose their 4th wicket. 30 for 4 at the end of 10 overs and time for drinks.
So the 10 overs gone. 4 wicket down for Saudi Arabia. 30 for 4. Bahrain is now, this time, great effort. What a fielding it was. Qatar is struggling now. Saudi Arabia. Time for Amin Waglia to join me in the convex. Amin, welcome.
Very good afternoon, and yes, now in the second half, Saudi Arabia already rocked by 4 wickets. They'll want to look to consolidate. They'll want to just spend some more time out there in the crease. Amna Kashif had a not so ideal opening spell right at the first top of the innings. The first over, she went for as many as 11. Still struggling to find that right line and length, which will give her a little bit of success. 32 for 4, and somewhere down the line you might want to think that Saudi is just looking to hang in there.
Yeah, they're trying, but not trying to make it for runs actually. Both the batters really bucked down, just playing the ball, not piercing any field, not looking for the singles. So that's giving more pressure on themselves, not getting runs.
Fatima Abbas and Sara, they both are new to the crease. Fatima Abbas, who's been there for nearly 13 deliveries, but Sara, just at the stroke of the halfway stage, we had that loss of wicket. Oh, brilliantly bowled. Just missed it all, ends up that unpredictability in the kind of bounce that Amna Kashif is generating does one over.
Could have been a wicket for Amna Kashif, finally kept a bit low. No chance for the batter to put the bat on it. Way outward, outside the upper stump by Amna Kashif. Not getting the line as she was not bowling properly into the wickets.
He needs to be looking to target the stumps because that low bounce is probably going to help him, or rather help her, just get an LBW decision in her favor, or even if you miss it, it's going to probably crash onto the stumps. Every now and then you notice when the bowlers are bowling short or back of length, it just ends up bouncing too low. Not ideal enough for the batters to manage. It's going to be a no ball now. A free hit probably will help Sara just swing her bat and give it a go. Just like that. Yes, this time looks to attack that mid-on fielder. Did have a go at the stumps, but to no avail. Living dangerously at the moment, Sara.
She was reaching her target, a bit slower one, and very well throw by the fielder at mid-on. Both the batters now look for the runs. Shot and pulled over to the mid-on, and they go for the single. Finally, runs are coming in singles.
Once again, you could notice Christina Elsa. She wanted to take a shy at the stumps. This is not going to help the cause of Saudi. There could be a time, and now Qatar is a very, very accurate fielding unit. Not too long before the stumps are disturbed, courtesy and a very, very good throw from the fielders inside the circle. Wayward Amna Kashif is not able to find her mark in the second over as well.
A long over for her. Couple of wides we have seen from her. Not getting her target right. Yes, that is into the middle, and that's what we were talking about. If she bowled within the wicket, she will definitely get something. So did that one. Got through the gates, and wicket number 5 back to the dugout for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
They're probably having a word in the center, trying to figure out what's happened here. Let's have a look at that again. Bowled her all over, and Amna Kashif, after a laborious and a very, very long over, has finally managed to get some bit of success, taste a little bit of success. And what better success than to disturb the woodwork. It's a wicket for Amna Kashif as Saudi Arabia lose their 5th wicket. Eleven overs gone. Saudi Arabia on 37 for the loss of 5 wickets. As we see, Jayatru Chandiru will be looking to continue. She's been effective, and boy, what a contribution. 2 overs, just given away 2 runs and picked up a wicket to her name. What a performer, Jayatru Chandiru.
Arida Omar Farooq is the new batter. Chandiru got a wicket in her last over.
Coming from over the wicket to Abbas. Oh, this is a good shout. No, says the umpire. I think height was the issue. Immediately looking for that DRS. And look at them, they're already hugging and celebrating. So that's got to be some sort of conviction that they've managed to trap the batter right in front of the wickets. What a great performer Chandiru is.
The moment the ball hit the patch, he immediately asked for the DRS. And they are quite convinced, Qatari team, that they have got another wicket. Good work done by the third umpires today. Lot of DRSs, keep them busy.
Oh yes, absolutely. Looking to step up to the plate every single time they've been summoned. Also with the help of technology, and the visuals look absolutely stunning. It's a fun addition to have in a T20I and gives the teams also a little bit of impetus. Smiling, the two on-field umpires, so relaxed and going about their business as usual.
A bit lesser responsibility by throwing on to the third umpire, but of course the technology is there and they have to take full advantage of that one. So fair delivery it is.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. Definitely pitching in line of the stumps, but then that impact is going to go the batter's way. I'm pretty much sure. You can see it from these visuals itself. The Qatari fielders are already back to their positions after having a look at that on the big screen.
Yeah, I think it's going to the leg side rather. What a lovely visuals we are seeing from this. Nixon's doing wonders here at the Oman Cricket Academy ground in the GCC Women's T20I cricket tournament. A long way for the umpires to decide. Third umpire rather tried to be absolutely sure about the decision they are going to make.
Yeah, struck on the back foot, and great decision by the on-field umpire. Did seem for a moment the way Aisha Mohammed and Jaytrude Chandiru, the way they were celebrating, certainly one would think that they've got their victim, they've got another wicket for Qatar. Have a look at this. This will probably give you enough confirmation. Pitching in line. Impact says in line. But that trajectory of the delivery will say that the wickets are missing. It's a review lost for Qatar, as the batter will survive.
$11 overs already gone. Chandiru will continue to bowl the 12th over. It's a wayward delivery outside the off stump.
Wayward, but certainly look at the trajectory that Chandiru got. Of course, there's nowhere near a proper legal delivery. But if she can manage to get something like that on in line with the stumps, I think the batters are going to have a very hard time. Oh, brilliant. This one was dealt with severely down the ground. It's going to be a long chase. And out of nowhere, Fatima Abbas gets a boundary to her name. What a great response. Against the run of play, Saudi are looking to score some runs.
First boundary for Saudi onto the back foot, played with the force through the mid-on for valuable runs for Saudi Arabia, and especially first boundary for them. Straight to the fielder. Outside the off stump, tempting the batter to come down, but the batter standing and leave the ball alone.
I think the right way is to go for the slower bowlers, and especially with the kind of talent and skill that Jetru Chandiru has, she's going to prove quite a handful. And she has another over up her sleeve. One might just be tempted to try Lihara Abesekara from the Qatari side, the left arm orthodox, to give it a try, because most of the batters are right-handed for Saudi. It will be an interesting matchup. Couple of runs added to the total. Fatima Abbas seems to be looking to find the gaps and also packing a punch. Oh, this one almost carried it back to the bowler. She is absolutely excited here, Jetru Chandiru. 12 overs gone, 44 for 5, Saudi. Khatija Imtiaz gets a chance now with the ball in hand. She's been proven expensive every time she's come on to bowl. Today is a different day. Will look to make amends. Bowls it wicket to wicket. And if she manages to do this more often, isn't too far away from success.
The pressure is already on the Saudi batters. And only thing is that they have to bowl in the stumps, where they will get, especially Khadija will get a wicket out of it. Some runs finally came in the last over. A boundary also scored. Was some help to the counterpart.
Gets a little bit of inside edge, yes and no, eventually looking to complete the run. And this has been the modus operandi for Saudi Arabia in regarding the manner of collecting runs.
Runs coming very, very difficult for Saudi. Some tight bowling from Qatar. This time outside the off stump, moving into the batter. Beaten outside the off stump.
Can she flight one right in front of the batter? Oh, almost there. A lot of screaming and shouting, yeses and nos out there in the middle. Makes for some very, very attentive watching.
Bowled right into the wickets and blocked by the batter. End of over number 13. It is 46 for 5, Saudi Arabia.
Jetru Chandiru has been impressive. 3 overs, 9 for 1, and she'll look to bowl out probably look to also add another wicket to her spell, and things will start looking good for Qatar. Gets a little bit of turn onto it, takes a shy at the stumps. I believe whenever you're playing against Saudi Arabia the night before or the time before, you would want to have some hitting practice at the stumps. Will come in handy, you never know.
Of course, a bit rightly said. Once again, cut, but straight to the extra cover. But I'm happy at least runs are coming. 1 or 2, 1 or 2.
Tossed it up, and this one was well managed. Went on to the back foot and got some piece of wood behind it. Another run added to the total, just one shy away from 50, and I think Saudi have lost some early wickets, have been rocked hard by Qatar, but then they've also looked to score freely, and that's good positive intent from this side.
Onto the back foot. They are playing good shots, not with power, but mostly in the hands of the fielders all around. This is the area where I am sure they will work hard to get back again outside the off stump.
End of the spell for Jetru Chandiru. She finishes off with 4 overs, 12 for 1, as after 14, Saudi Arabia are 49 for the loss of 5 wickets.
Played it back over the head of the bowler. They ran one. With that one, finally 50 runs comes off for Saudi Arabia with 5 wicket down.
Plays it back to the bowler, and very overcautious at the moment with the way things are going. Khatija Imtiaz must be enjoying herself out there. Oh, this one's in the air. Fielder interested, gets the wicket. She doesn't drop too many. Aisha Mohammed, and Khatija Imtiaz gets her first wicket in quite some time. She's been under the pump, looking to perform well, and finally responding.
Good change. Finally got the wicket, Khadija Imtiaz. And Aisha once again took a simple catch. After her 3 wickets, took a catch also. Easiest of the catches. So wicket number 6 back to the dugout of Saudi Arabia.
Mahnur Amir is the new batter in. She'll heave a huge sigh of relief, Khatija Imtiaz. She's been tongued for far too many runs to her dismay, but then now is a chance to just bounce back into the mix of things. This is absolute brilliant. Had Manu Ramar troubled, somehow or the other she just manages to get a little bit of bat onto it, escaping any sort of mishap. One more ball to go in this over. Good shout. Umpire says drifting down leg. End of the over. 15 gone as Saudi Arabia find themselves at 50 for the loss of 6.
"15 overs, 50 for the loss of 6. For the next set of 5 overs, it's going to be me, Pranav Mehta, and alongside me, a man who's known for his duties in the center of the field, Freddie. Freddie, it's a nice afternoon, cloud cover coming over.
Excellent weather conditions here. It's around 26 degrees. The temperature outside is 26 degrees. Ideal for cricket. The sun is playing a little bit of hide and seek. Right now the sun is out.
And the visuals here at the Oman Cricket Academy, the surroundings, the Al Hajar Mountains, nice scattered villas in the surroundings. Everything makes it so very beautiful.
Ideal for cricket and for viewing.
Wonder if anybody would have ever thought about lush green outfields in the center of a desert. In the air, taken, very second delivery from Nawab. Shireen Nawab, I believe it is. And it's been caught at backward point. Mahanur Amir will not have a very big role to play.
So Saudi Arabia lose their 7th wicket. Ball just outside the off stump and she tries to slash it, but straight to the backward point, a fielder there, Khadija, who takes the simple catch. So 7 down now.
Khadija Imtiaz, the fielder at backward point. Shireen Nawab will be delighted. Her very first over. The first ball a single, the second ball a wicket. So 1 for 1 for her. And 51 for the loss of 7 is Saudi Arabia.
The Qatari girls have bowled a very disciplined line and length today, except for the odd wide here and there. But otherwise, they have bowled well and fielded well too.
Shireen charging in once again. Slightly outside the off stump, and that's where Nasser not able to impact Rumaisa Jawad Nasser. They'll be happy if they can get to somewhere around 75, maybe even 80 in the remaining 5 overs. Can they get there is the question.
The way these batters are playing, it looks like a tall ask now. We are coming to the end of the 16th over with 4 overs to go. Not many boundaries coming. 80 looks like a big ask.
At the moment, they are being very watchful. Rumaisa Jawad Nasser. Very early days for these young ladies of Saudi Arabia. Won't be wrong in saying that it's just the growing culture. And with every passing day, they will only get better from here. Some decent keeping and some good bowling will keep it down to a dot ball. So 1 run and a wicket from that over of Shireen Nawab. 51 for the loss of 7 at the end of 16.
Imtiaz is back into the attack.
Struggling to get a single. Khadija Imtiaz is bowling a decent line, and that's where things have been a little difficult for them. Fatima Abbas has batted well for a 14 of 27, but she needs to get a move on because just 22 deliveries remaining in this innings.
Like I mentioned earlier, they are unable to pierce the field, and thus difficult to find the boundaries.
Stumps disturbed, but it is only from the hand of Krishita Sarvana Kumar, the wicket-keeper of Qatar. A live wire behind the stumps. Catching opportunity. She's held on to it or not. Khadija Imtiaz probably getting it one bounce. We didn't have the angle to it. Inside edge onto the pads. Not out, says the umpire. Proceedings are going very quickly. 5 dot balls in a row.
Yeah, they are going through their overs very quickly, wicket to wicket, and the Saudi girls are unable to pierce the field.
Even Ravindra Jadeja would be mighty proud of that. High up in the air. It's going to be falling in vacant land. A lot of vacant real estate here in Amerat. And the ball finds one of it. Although it's going to be a maiden over for Khadija Imtiaz. 51 for the loss of 7 at the end of 17. Shireen Nawab into her second over. Will require to reload this one. Really feel that Krishita Sarvana Kumar behind the stumps has done a decent job.
Yeah, we can see her moving quite fast. She is agile, and she is a live wire behind the stumps.
She's a high voltage product. If you're standing in front of the stumps, she's never your friend.
Loud sharp appeal for LB. They have a quick word and decide not to go for the DRS.
Almost felt as if it was going to be sliding down the leg with that kind of an angle from Shireen Nawab. Almost looks as if she's in a big hurry to wind her overs up.
Even the previous over we saw, it was completed in real quick time.
Three regulars being rested by Qatar today. There is no Lihara, there is no Tafoul, there is no Rohit Akhtar. All those three have been rested. I'm not sure about the third, but I think it is Shireen Nawab who's come into this side. I think it's Sarina Siddiqui as well and Sargam Patel. Those are the three players who have probably come into the side.
Shireen Nawab going through her over very quickly.
Two for one in her 1.4. Once again beats the outside edge. Looks like a very handy bowler. Bowls around the good length area, just stays outside the off stump. And when the keeper, in terms of Krishita Sarvanakumar, is right next to the stumps, it's never too easy. And at the moment, Rumesa Nasser has no answer. Shireen Nawab, outside edge. It's only going to be a dot ball, so just one run coming from that wide from Shireen Nawab's over. 18 overs done, 52 for the loss of 7, Saudi Arabia. Heaved on the leg side, finds the gap. She's a decent player, Fatima Abbas. She's standing at 14. She'll move on to 16. Oh, believe that she's hurt herself in the process. Not sure how, but she certainly hurt herself. Rumesa Nasser at the non-striker's end. Certainly looks to be in a little bit of a pain. She's going to get some immediate assistance from the physio.
This time Fatima Abbas was successful in connecting the ball. Yeah, we can see what happened.
She sandwiched her finger, I think it's the thumb, between the ball and bat. It can be mighty painful. A very young Rumesa.
So after getting the medical attention, she seems to be ready to get on with the game. We are into the 19th over, Pranav, and I think the Saudi batters have to look at having a heave at each and every delivery to pile on to the score. They're just 54 for 7 at the moment.
At the moment, they're just looking to take the game on its own. They don't want to rush the proceedings. The last thing that they want is to get all out. I feel that every attendance in the center is a confidence booster for Saudi Arabia. If you look at somebody like Rumesa Nasser, who was at the non-striker's end, it's early days for her. She's just debuted a few days ago. And that's where the expectations cannot be really high from her. Disturbed. Wicket. Bowled. Wonderful delivery. Khadija Imtiaz picks up a second wicket. This time it is a player who is looking very lethal, very decent in the middle, Fatima Abbas. She's going to be walking back for 16.
Straight delivery, Fatima Abbas had no option. She had to go for it. So it was you miss and I hit. And there she goes. The stumps are being shattered. And the 8th wicket is down for Saudi Arabia. Fatima Abbas did try her best. 16, she's the top scorer as of now from 35 deliveries. New batter is Ashmal Hashmi.
Qatar have a great opportunity to open our account. Still haven't won a game. They're up against Saudi Arabia at our bottom of the table. Qatar haven't done well as well. They're at number 5, just one above Saudi Arabia. Onto the back foot and not out, says the umpire.
They are having a discussion, the bowler and the captain. Finally, looks like they decide not to go in for the DRS.
Khadija Imtiaz. 6 runs, 2 wickets. She's about to wind her spell up. It's the final delivery of her spell. She'll want to finish off in style, but those are numbers to watch out for. Certainly one of the contenders of the player of the match. And she'll finish with dot ball. Penultimate over. Leaks just 3 runs and also produces a wicket. Khadija Imtiaz finishes with numbers of 6 for 2 in her 4 overs. 19 overs down, 55 for the loss of 8. Saudi Arabia. Rumesa Nasir and Ashmal Hashmi partnering for the final over. Maria Teresa, a very handy bowler, just 6 runs conceded in her 3 overs, very quick. She'll make it to 7 with that wide. I'm very much certain that Qatar wouldn't be expecting her to wipe up the tail, but at least finish this over with the minimalistic runs that she can concede. Beats the outside edge.
Maria has really bowled a tight spell. She's conceded just 7 runs so far. And she'll be looking to finish her quota and the first innings without conceding too many.
Both Rumesa and Ashmal have just played 2 games, if I'm not making a mistake, in their career. And that's where it's very early days for both these women's cricketer for Saudi Arabia. They will only get better with time. They look handy. Huge potential. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, the more they play, Saudi girls, the more they play, the more experience they will gather, and which will stand by them in the long way.
Wide dot ball, wide dot ball. Such has been the proceedings for Maria Teresa.
Maria will be slightly disappointed with the 2 wides which she delivered this over. She was bowling well, and all she has to do is just bowl wicket to wicket.
Freddie talks about Aisha. On previous occasions, she wouldn't be continuing and completing her quota. Today she came in early, immediately made an impact. Once again sliding down the leg. This is poor, very poor effort from Maria Teresa.
Coming to your question, Pranav, I think it was a wise move by Aisha early in the inning to come first change and bowl, and it produced the results for her.
4 overs, 3 wickets and 10 runs. Khadija Imtiaz, very impressive as well. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 6. Shireen, Gertrude, Amna Kashif. Oh, cannot believe my eyes. Maria Teresa cannot believe in herself as well. She is conceding wides on this occasion. She opts to give Saudi Arabia with 5 wides. Make it 8 wides in this over.
So Maria gifting away some valuable runs to Saudi in this last over. 8 runs so far, all in the form of extras, nothing off the bat.
Wonder what was the requirement of bringing in Maria Teresa to complete her spell when Shireen Nawab was doing a great job. Dealing in extremes, either the best or the poor.
Maria has bowled well, Pranav. If you look at her bowling figures, the first 3 overs she had just conceded 7 runs. It's just in that in this last over, she's conceded 8 wides.
Yeah, if you look at the entire effort, 3 overs, 6 runs conceded. Probably a little bit of a bottom edge from the bat of Ramesa Nasser, who's played 14 deliveries and is yet to get off the mark. Ramesa Nasser. Outside edge. Flies to third. And some decent fielding will keep it down to a single. Probably the most expensive over of the innings in the process. 9 runs have come from it, and still there's a ball to spare.
Final delivery of the inning coming up.
A lot of action. To wind up with a dot ball. Ashmal Hashmi will not get off the mark. Maria Teresa will finish that over with 9 runs conceded. And what that means is 20 overs done. Saudi Arabia, 64 for the loss of 8. They wouldn't be very upset with their performance because it's early days for them and they're just going to get better from here.
Here we can see Aisha, the wickets taken by Aisha. Good bowling from her. The second one, LBW. The next one also. That was Chandiru. So the Qatari bowlers bowled a very good line and length today, knocking off the Saudi batters. In between, we saw the odd boundaries being scored. And that was a good catch. Another good catch by Khadija. And that was a straight one. You miss, I hit.
Maria Teresa on that occasion concedes 5 free runs, and that's what allowed Saudi Arabia to get past 60. They finished with numbers of 64 for 8. Only one batter able to get into the double figures. Fatima Abbas, 16 of 35. I think she was the player to watch out for. It's uncontested that Michelle Wakas is probably the best batter that they have, but couldn't do the job today. And that is where, on the back of 29 extras, Saudi Arabia have managed to get to 64 for the loss of 8.
Yeah, those extras definitely did help Saudi's total. Maria, I'm sure, will be disappointed with her last over. So here we have the bowling figures. Amna Kashif picking up 1 wicket for 17 runs. Maria Teresa going wicketless in this match, conceding 15 runs. And we had Aisha, the pick of the bowlers, taking 3 for 10 in her quota of 4 overs. And Khadija Imtiaz also picking up 2 wickets for 6 runs. And Chandiru and Shareen Nawab picking up a wicket each.
Certainly the job has been done. Runs have been put on board, as many as 64 of them. 65 is what Qatar need, and whether they can chase it down or not, we'll know on the other side of the break. We'll go into a short break. The umpires are walking to the middle. It's a brilliant evening here at the Oman Cricket Academy. The sun is just about to set. I'm not really sure on which side, but clouds certainly have a reason to play hide and seek with the sun. The winters have just walked in, and that's where the cooler climates are on offer. Rabab Ahsan and Arfan Ghani are two match officials that are officiating this game. Saudi Arabia taking on Qatar. What I really like is the Qatari openers immediately rushing to the middle and taking guard. I think it's going to be that same pair of Christina Elsa and Shruti Ben Rana, two very prolific openers for Qatar. Joining me in the comm box, the senior statesman Jamil Zadi. Jamie boy, good evening.
Good evening to you and all the viewers around. So both the teams who are winless at the moment. Qatar has an upper hand right now. This let Saudi has scored 65 runs. What their captain Aisha was telling me at the toss that she's trying to contain them within 60-65 runs, and rightly so they have done it.
I think they've done well with the ball in hand, Qatar, and that's where they would want to win this game inside the power play. Get that extra bit of net run rate. You never know if they can win the remaining. I think they have 3 games remaining, including this one. And if they can win all 3 by a decent margin, they're still in contention. You never know in this game of cricket what happens.
Yeah, of course, the last 3 games are really very important for all the teams who have lost the matches in the early part of the game. It is Nasrullah who is going to bowl the first over.
Let this one go, Christina. Christina Elsa Jacob. On the other side, it is Shruti Ben Rana. Full toss. Won't go for the single on this one. It's the captain standing at covers. Laiba Nasrullah has been very good with the ball.
Yeah, she bowled well in the last match also. They are improving on every match they are playing. Coming down the wicket, but misses completely. Cleverly bowled by Nasrullah outside the off stump. Seeing their batter is coming out down the wicket. Clever bowling from her.
Just 15 years of age. Christina Elsa. We all know that how destructive she can be with the bat in hand. In the Tri-Series, she was a force to reckon with.
She scored a lot of runs in the first match that she has played during the Tri-Series. Looks to be a complete great batter. Outside the office stump once again. Playing and missing.
Laiba Nasrullah has been really good. She's certainly one of those finds for Saudi Arabia. Early days for Christina Jacob. 7 innings, 91 runs, and highest of 47. So that's impressive. But an average of just 13, strike rate of 67. So those are numbers that she would want to work on. She scored 9 boundaries. A little bit of a communication between Christina Elsa. Probably it is the wicketkeeper that is looking to get the helmet, Nimra Ghazanfar.
Maybe she tried to stand on the wicket, and that's the right thing to do so. Having helmet, very, very important for the wicket keepers if they're standing on the wicket.
starts off with a maiden. It's a great start for Saudi Arabia. Laiba Nasrullah, one of the finds of Saudi Arabia, starts off with a maiden. None for none at the end of first. Cast in Gujarat, I know. On the leg side, Shruti Bain Rana doesn't like to watch the ball for too long. The very first delivery on the pads from Ashmal Hashmi, and she was happy to be accumulating 4 runs.
Good start for Rana. 4 runs. Just waited for the ball to come. Smashed it. So first 4 runs on the very first delivery she faced.
25 innings, 194 runs is what she's got. The highest score of 57 not out. An average of just below 9. So she can bat. A strike rate just south of 60. That needs to be worked on. She's got 150 in her career. But most importantly, 14 fours and a maximum as well. So that innocent looking face can be very lethal when it wants to.
Well, I think chances for Qatar now to play on the natural game, both the openers, Stina and Rana, because they don't like that. They should bog down at the bowling of Saudi Arabia. This time played it out, top of the bat towards the third man boundary, and it's going to be another 4. The ball already touched the ropes.
Certainly it's going to be another boundary. Shruti Bain Rana on this occasion gets the outside edge and the ball races away. Laiba not able to restrict it, and that's where her attacking stroke play is very effective.
This is what we were talking about, that they should come and play their natural game. The total is not that much big because it's good for them as much as early they can get the required run rates by these 2 openers. At least make a good part this time outside the officer once again, not collecting the ball properly.
Shruti Bain Rana on this occasion was looking to throw the kitchen sink at it. A maiden from Laiba Nasrullah, and now this over of Ashmal Hashmi has gone for 9 runs. Still a couple of balls remaining. Running for a quick single. Will get there. Still gets the directed though.
Those runs are very important. All the fields right on the circles on both leg and on side, on and on side. So if they like, they can tap and run. But if you try to play it properly, it should go into the hands of the fielders all around.
Full toss. Played to mid on, and that'll be a dot ball. So 10 runs from that over of Ashmal Hashmi. 2 overs done, 10 without losing a wicket, Qatar.
After bowling first maiden over, Laiban Nasrullah back again to bowl the third over. And the last over was a good for Qatar. 10 runs being scored with 2 boundaries in it, both through Shubhti Rana.
Brilliant line and length from Laiba Nasrullah. Certainly one of those finds for Saudi Arabia that is going to be contributing for a very long time. A talent to watch out for. And the reason she's special is because she bowls those quick leg spins in a very good area. Outside edge on this occasion. This ball is travelling very quickly to the boundary. But some decent fielding will keep it down to just a couple of runs.
Runs should come from those 2 batters as early as they can, not allowing them bowlers to come on them. Onto the back foot, straight to extra cover for 1 more run being taken.
Good line, brilliant length. Hands on the head of Laiba Nasrullah because she's just not able to believe how that missed the stumps. The ball did get big on Christina Elsa Jacob.
But her try was good. That played full force, but missed the ball completely. Down the leg side, full toss, but the fielder is there. They managed to get a single. Very good bowling from Laiba Nasrullah. She is trying to bowl outside the off stump. Time for Christina Jacob to face Nasrullah.
Looking for a quick single, will get there. They're very quick between the wickets. 3 overs done, 15 without losing a wicket, Qatar. Catching opportunity. Ashmal Hashmi not able to hold on to that one. Certain catch from Shruti Ben Rana.
Could have been cotton ball. Just popped out of her hands. Ball came, I think, late onto the bat. Was Shruti trying to play it onto the on side.
Scoring in line. This is one area where Saudi Arabia needs to work on, is that they need to be a very consistent bowling lineup.
The wide delivery by Hashmi.
.48 required from 16.5. Means that the required run rate is below 3. And some decent footwork will keep that down to just a single.
cautious start from Bahraini, rather Qatari batters. 2 boundaries we have seen in been scored so far in 18 runs, all through the Shrupti Rana. Once again, doesn't have power in those shots, but now coming in straight into the fielder's hand.
Dot ball.
I think so. The bowler's trying to bowl outside the off stump with a field, not very much aggressive, you can say. 3 fielders onto the offside and 4 onto the on, this time coming down the wicket. Once again, very well fielded by the Saudi fielders.
Three dot balls in a row by Ashmal Hashmi. Can they pick up a wicket here? That's the need of the hour. They need a wicket. Driven well. Wide of the fielder at long off, and a good dive restricts the ball from going to the boundary, but it'll still be a couple of runs for Qatar. 20 without losing a wicket at the end of 4 overs. Off the back foot. Drill through the offside. There is protection in the deep. I've really liked what I've seen of Saudi Arabia. The field settings have only got better. Their fielding has just stabilized. Their bowling has been very accurate. Yes, a lot of work needs to happen in the batting department. No two thoughts about it. But apart from that, I think they've done a decent job.
Here we're talking about Saudi team. They're definitely improving in all the 3 departments. As the time will go, definitely they will come back with a good force. Hard work being done by their coaches.
Behind the legs, Mahanur Amir will celebrate in delight. We do know that Christina Elsa Jacob can do the job very quickly. She's very devastating. On this occasion, she was looking to shuffle across the line and hit it on the leg side, but misses a straight one, and the timber has been disturbed behind her legs.
So finally, first breakthrough for Saudi. And that is to a very brilliant batter, Christina. Shuffling across at the ball hit the stumps. So 22 for 1, Qatar.
Mahanur Amir picks up a wicket and then errs in line, will be required to reload.
So first breakthrough for Saudi Arabia, they were looking for it. Christina got out, shuffling across, and the ball disturbed the timber. Beautifully bowled this time. It's always good if you take a wicket or you hit a boundary, your confidence goes high.
I've been very inspired by this story of Saudi Arabia. It's been one incredible story, and the story only gets better as every day progresses. Driven straight down the ground, will get a single.
Successful over. Tap and run, that's what the order of the day. All the fees are standing right on the circle. They finally got a single of it.
Mahanur Amir. Two bowlers you have to be very impressed by. One is Mahanur Amir and the other is Laiba Nasrullah. Inside edge, just past the wicket keeper. Ball is travelling very quickly towards the boundary and it will get to the boundary. So crucial runs coming for Qatar. They're in a hurry. They're playing a game for the net run rate. 5 overs done, 29 for the loss of 1, Qatar. Trying to cut and cut really hard, gets a bottom edge. Won't be wrong in saying gets an inside edge as well. Just past the wicket keeper, and Laiba Nasrullah puts in that chase just to fetch the ball back. So 5 overs done, 29 for the loss of 1, Qatar. Haven't got the kind of start that Qatar would have wanted. They would have wanted to finish this game in the power play to boost their net run rate. That hasn't happened. Shruti bin Rana gets a single to mid-wicket. Joining me in the comm box is Freddie Lonapan. Freddie, game certainly not the way Qatar would have wanted it to be.
Definitely not going the way they wanted it to happen. But Aisha is there now, and with Shruti Ben Rana getting a move on, looks like they will target to finish this somewhere in the 12th over or 13th over. This is a good learning for the Saudi girls. The experience which they will carry from this tournament will really stand them in good stead. And I'm sure in the coming years we will see a much better performance by the Saudi girls.
Aisha, the last thing that she would want is to not win this game, and hence it's a double-edged sword. One side, she's not very sure whether she can go very hard at it. On the other hand, she has the pressure to finish this game off very quickly. At the moment, this run rate of just below 6 is not helping the cause though.
Yeah, looks like Qatar will win this game. But yes, we would have expected them to score at a little brisker pace than what we're actually seeing now. Also, the last over, they conceded around 9 runs in their innings. which is just added up to the total and the target which they're chasing now.
Misses the outside edge. Ashmal Hasmi has been impressive as well. Let me add her to the list as well. Ashmal Hashmi, Laiba Nasrullah and Mahanur. Bowling has been pretty much accurate for Saudi Arabia. Just the point that fielding hasn't been very supportive, and at the same time, their batting hasn't come up to the party. Add a boundary to Shruti Ben Rana on this occasion.
End of the over, and Saudi move to 35 for a loss of 1 wicket. Smacked away on the offside, and that will run away to the boundary.
And this is how things panned out in that second innings. There were runs all over the ground in that power play phase. 6 overs gone. This is me, Amin Wagle, and of course I'm joining Mr. Freddy. It's going to be, from the looks of it, a very, very easy affair for Qatar. As you can see, that end of power play is sort of a signal from the on-field umpire. The target 65, and Captain Aisha and Shruti Ben Rana are looking to finish things off without much stress.
Wide signal there, adds 1 more to the score. Credit to the Saudi bowlers. They have bowled a decent line and length, not giving away too many runs. But all the same, the Qatari batters were not up to the mark in scoring at a quicker pace.
Punches it off the back foot, looking for a few runs already. How difficult is it as a bowler or as a bowling unit when you know that your team hasn't put up a great score batting first? What are the kind of options that you have, and what are the things that you got to do right just so that you can give yourself that little bit of a chance?
Yeah, that's been hit on the offside to the cow point area, and they run through for a single. Saudi, having not put up a big score, they know they're just defending 65. It's not an easy task for them to defend this total. The only way they can look at winning is by getting early wickets. Now the power play is done, they've managed to just pick up 1 wicket. There's nothing much they can do now unless they go all out and try to get wicket, which looks very, very difficult at this stage.
Oh, this one's punched. Otherwise, if that fielder had not been there, what an attractive boundary that would have been from Aisha Mohammed. She is such an effective player down the ground. Looks to power through. I absolutely agree with you. From what I was looking for was some sort of a mental or a, mind conditioning sort of a thing that the bowlers can have. There should be a go-to plan where one can look to purchase wickets.
This Saudi team, they don't have much of an experience. So for them, it's definitely a very big learning experience. They will pick up everything what they're saying. This is an experience which they will look to carry on into their coming games.
Well, of course, it's a steep learning curve for them. The sides that they are up against have been super aggressive, and they have been so skillful. It should take some time for them to come up to that level, but then the foundation is set, I believe. Looking to chase that outside the off stump. Much to her dismay, the umpire is going to say wide. I think that was a close call. She'll have to bowl that one again. Last ball of the over, 24 needed now. So good onslaught from Captain Aisha and Shruti Ben Rana can certainly finish things off. Played uppishly down the ground. A fielder has managed to spill this one, but then not too much damage done. Couple of runs. 7 overs gone, 41 for the loss of 1 wicket. Sara has been entrusted with the ball. Can she manage to get a little bit of a breakthrough for Saudi and give them something to smile about? On the other hand, Shruti Ben Rana going great guns, looking rock solid. Aisha is looking to power through the line. Just like that. Can it beat the fielder? Yes, it does. Runs for Aisha Mohammed, as many as 4, courtesy a not so decent diving effort by that fielder from mid-on.
Yeah, that's beautifully played on the leg side by Aisha, and misfield by the fielder, and runs away to the boundary. 4 runs to Aisha. Aisha seems to be in a hurry now.
Oh, well, that's her character at the moment. She loves to play that aggressive role. More runs. 3 runs, it's going to be a wide. Not helping Saudi's cause at the moment. 49 for 1 is what Qatar are at right now. Just 16 needed. It's not going to be too long before things are over. And Aisha Mohammed would want to do that as soon as possible. Shot. And it's going to be called the no ball. And more runs. The misery continues for Sara. She's not able to find her mark.
So that's a no ball delivered by Sara. I think that the no ball was for the delivery pitching twice before the popping crease.
Oh, this one's dealt with severely. Unlocking that deep mid-wicket region. It's going to be another boundary in the over. Powering it through the line.
The free hit, and Aisha taking full advantage of it, giving it a mighty heave and all the way to the boundary. 4 runs.
Quite a few runs of this over, as many as 11. And what's exciting about it is that it's come off some couple of good power boundaries. This is not really looking good. Immediately heading back to Aisha and apologizing for that loose delivery, but she's a strong girl, Aisha Mohammed. She'll just smile and shrug it off.
Another no ball, another free hit.
Shot, looks to capitalize, but misses it. All ends up, but it's going to be a wide. This turning out to be an extremely long over by Sara. And if this keeps going on, the next over will have very little remaining for Qatar to get to. At the moment, and getting an extra run apart from that wide. charging down, not able to get to the pitch of the ball, adjusted at the last moment by Sara. So well managed.
Pretty long over, still 2 deliveries left, and Qatar now racing along, 58 for 1.
Tossed it up, gets a bit of bat onto it, and I think that's past the fielder. It's racing and will beat the fielder. It's another boundary for Aisha Mohammed. Diving effort, not enough. And what good Aisha did over here was get that faintest bit of bat behind it.
Yeah, down the leg side, and she just flicked it along, and good diving effort by Najwa. I think that was Najwa, but the ball beats her and goes over the boundary rope, so 4 runs.
More runs, as many as 4, and that does it for Qatar. It's off the bat of the very, very enterprising captain, Aisha Mohammed, and she does it off in style.
So Qatar have won the match by 9 wickets, finishing the game in 8 overs.
Yes, of course, plenty of things to learn here for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The girls have certainly worked hard to be out here, but the way and the quality and the skill of Qatar proving a bit too much for the girls in green. Whereas Qatar will be absolutely proud of the way they have approached this game. They wanted a big win. They wanted a statement victory. They were eyeing for a game like this and managing to do it in style. Christina Elsa Jacob, you would have expected her to go all guns blazing, but had to depart for 3. But then after that, it was a similar sort of an effort from Shruti Bain Rana and Aisha Mohammed. Aisha scoring 26 and Shruti Bain scoring 25. But Aisha Mohammed studying those innings with some beautiful boundaries. 12 extras helped to reach that total of 66.
It was a pretty slow start when Qatar came out to bat, but then with the captain coming in, things changed, and here are the bowling figures for Saudi. Only person to get a wicket was Mahanur Amir, who picked up 1 for 17 from 2 overs. All the other bowlers were pretty ordinary, and Qatar were able to finish off the match in 8 overs. 12 runs extras were also conceded by Saudi, but I'm sure they'll be happy with what they are going through, the way they have been playing and the experience which they're getting interacting with the other teams also.
Yeah, here's things to summarize. And of course, 64 for 8 after electing to bat first. Saudi Arabia had a little bit remaining to be desired. They did play out the entire 20 overs. Nothing much to talk about in terms of batting efforts, apart from Fatima Abbas, who scored a couple of boundaries that looked very good. 16 of 35 was her effort. In terms of bowling, Aisha Mohammed, the captain, 3 wickets to her name for only 10 runs in her allotted 4 overs. Khatija Imtiaz picked up 2 as well. So did Nawab, who picked up a wicket. Aisha Mohammed continued all that good performances with the bat as well, and then 26 of 15 deliveries, and then Shruti Bain Rana 25 of 21 deliveries, making sure that Qatar got to the finish line. In the end, of course, Qatar have won this contest by 9 wickets. Here's how things panned out in that run chase, and there was some good shots by the batters, especially Shruti Bain Rana, who looked to get off to a big flyer. That this was Christine Elsa John, who was done over by Mahanur Amir. What a beautiful delivery that was. Absolute delight to see that furniture disturbed of a very, very attacking batter. Apart from that, there wasn't much to talk about as far as the bowling efforts were concerned. Qatar and Aisha Mohammed, the skipper, powered through the innings in style. They made sure they found boundaries at regular intervals. Then this final over number 8 was where a lot of runs were scored, and probably the final runs were scored. And there was this boundary where Aisha Mohammed looked in absolute sublime touch, which eventually resulted in a victory. And don't go anywhere too far. We've got the presentation ceremony coming up. Welcome to the post-match presentation ceremony, and we've just concluded match number 8, this game between Qatar versus Saudi Arabia, where Saudi Arabia won the toss and elected to bat. They wanted to put up a good show with runs on board, only managed about 64 for the loss of 8 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Qatar in response were in a hurry. They finished it off in 8 overs. They scored 66 and just lost 1 wicket on the way. Some notable performances, of course, there was Shruti Ben Rana with 25 runs in 21 balls. Aisha Mohammed, the captain, possibly contributing, but more about that later. First up, we'll have Mashal Waqas, the captain of the Saudi Arabian team. Mashal, tough day in the office. Something that you'd like to point out, some positives that you can get out from this particular game?
Well, we were very good in the fielding side. The fielding innings was very good. We tried to restrict them. It was a good fight. We couldn't do good in the batting side. If we had a good score, we would have been easily defended them. But bad luck, hard day.
Tell us about your experience, especially out here at Oman Cricket Academy. You've got these wonderful turf grounds. Do the girls enjoy throwing themselves out at the field? Those diving efforts. We do know that they are enjoying, fielding out there, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it's a new team. We have more than half of our players are in their debut. We are up against teams that have been playing for more than 10 years. So it's a very good learning platform for us. We are in our learning curve. And with every game, we are improving as a unit.
Okay, just on a lighter note, how does the team unwind, especially that the tournament is going to be a little tough with teams that are highly skilled. How do you guys find happiness, and how do you guys find some fun in the mix of this such a big tournament?
Well, the girls' morale is very high. They're very excited to play every game, even though it's a bad day, the previous one. But they're very excited to play the next game. It's a good learning experience for us overall. It's very nice to play on turf wickets like these under floodlights. So yeah, they're enjoying.
All right, do well in the next one. Right then, next I'll have to call Aisha Mohammed, the Qatari captain, up for a chat. Aisha, job well done. Good day in the office. You must be happy with the way the team responded today.
Yeah, we were just trying to focus because we have the next 2 games coming up. We tried to work on our gaps, and I hope we are there. And our focus only for tomorrow and the other match.
Okay, you do know that it's a far more superior side than your opponents. Especially games like these can be very tricky. What are the things that you would look to do right and expect the girls to do right, especially in games like these?
I think the Saudi bowlers, they have bowled really well. The first 2 bowlers, I think they kept their line and length, and we struggled a bit. But I think, yeah, that's what we need to focus, get more of runs on the bat and play the basics, yes.
Overall, a happy experience on this particular match day. What's your strategy for the next games?
Yeah, as I said, we are still we worked on our gaps, what we missed during the previous matches, and I think we will dominate. Yeah.
Oh, dominate it is. All right, let's have Mr. Ram Mohan, our match official, who will also give the Player of the Match award to Aisha Mohammed. She's got 3 for 10, 26 not out of 15 deliveries, and definitely a worthy contender and a worthy winner of the accolades, the Player of the Match. We'll still continue having a word with Aisha here. You seem to be in a hurry. You need to get that celebrations in progress, but something about your performance. What were you looking to do out there, especially with the ball in hand?
I know they're really good with the basics. Saudi, they were getting their bat right in front of the ball. So the only thing I think which would work at that time was the in-swing, the late in-swing, what I do. So I think, yeah, I successfully got those wickets. Yeah.
Okay, and there is something about batting and watching, Aisha Mohammed batting out there. You just don't want to go down without a fight. You always back your shots. Tell us something about the intent and especially what the coaching staff and the support staff tell you to do and back yourself out there.
The coaching staff has a lot of trust on me. They back me a lot, and they always say me to focus. They know the talent I have. So that's what I wanted to even go, because initially I played few dot balls, and then I just wanted to get my mindset right and follow and middle the bat.
All right. Congratulations once again, and hope you have a brilliant tournament ahead. Right then, that's all we have from the presentation ceremony. Do stay tuned. We've got a lot of cricketing action coming your way.